Okay.
I want to officially welcome you to this webinar. We're going to talk about a special opportunity in connection with the Certificate in Youth Ministry Studies and the Institute of Pastoral Studies of Loyola University. My name is Tom East, Director of the Center for Ministry Development, and to my left, I think, is Dr. Brian Schmisek. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Dr. Brian Schmisek. I'm the Director of the Institute of Pastoral Studies at Loyola University, Chicago. Tom and I have known each other for, what, at least 10 years or more?
Yeah, almost. I think almost like 15 at this point, so yeah.
A long time.
A long time. Well, we're excited to talk to you today about this special opportunity. I did want to tell you a little bit about how to participate. Brian, if you could go ahead and advance the slide.
Yep. Let's see. Okay.
You'll see that there's a toolbar on your screen that looks something like this. This would allow you to hide and show control panel, and it can change the size of the screen. You can also change the size of the images versus the slides by the little double equal sign that's just below the images. And then if you have a question for us while we're presenting, a lot of the time we'll be on voice mode, so you can just kind of shout out your question. But if for any reason you're muted and you want to ask a question, you can just type it in, and then that'll come to both of us. So with that said, if you would advance the next slide.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to talk about the Master of Arts in Pastoral Studies. One of the things I was sharing with Brian earlier today was that when I went through the Certificate in Youth Ministry Studies, I was at that time in diocesan work in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, and I was able to use my participation in the certificate program to get, at that institution, to get 8 units of credit towards my master's degree. I was sharing that I didn't have the opportunity to go to Loyola in Chicago, but I would have really loved to, especially get over to the Rome program. But I really appreciated the fact that the work that goes into the certificate program, giving me all that practical ministry experience and practical ministry know-how for youth ministry, that also could help me achieve my goal of getting the master's degree. So I was able to achieve my master's in religious studies. And I was thinking about this today, knowing the kind of sacrifices that people in ministry make just to be in ministry, and then the kind of investment they make to get trained in ministry, and just seeing how important that is for each of us personally, but also how important that is for the church. The fact that those of you who are part of this call, you're taking the time to study in youth ministry and to probably encourage other leaders to do so, but then you're also considering this opportunity to get a master's degree. And my sense is that investment is really going to pay off for you, for your ministry, but also in a bigger picture, I think the church is really going to need that kind of leadership. So going forward, I just really want to commend you on your interest in exploring this idea, and to look at this potential, really taking advantage of this partnership between the Center for Ministry Development and the Institute of Pastoral Studies for Loyola University in Chicago that can help you achieve your goal of getting a Master's of Arts in Pastoral Studies. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I mean, that's a great way of stating it. As the slide says, this Master of Arts in Pastoral Studies grants advanced standing with the Center for Ministry Development. So anybody who has their certificate with the Center for Ministry Development can have up to 9 credits of advanced standing toward this master's degree. So our own Institute of Pastoral Studies is over 50 years old. We were founded in 1964. We like to say that we were born of Vatican II. In the spirit of Vatican II, we say Vatican II is in our DNA. You see our mission statement there on the right-hand side. We're a Catholic, Jesuit institution, and we facilitate the integrated ministerial development of diverse and dynamic leaders for creative, compassionate, and courageous service to church and society. I can tell you, especially even after the election last week, we as a faculty came and talked about what does it mean to create and develop these dynamic leaders for creative, compassionate, and courageous service to church and society. Now that times are really changing. So this is what we do. We've been doing it for over 50 years. We have one of the largest student bodies at a graduate ministry school in the United States, especially at a Catholic university. and it's a very diverse student body. Maybe 10 to 15% of our students are international, and 2/3 are Catholic, but that means that 1/3 are not. So when we say that we develop diverse and dynamic leaders, that's really the case. Not everybody thinks the same way at IPS. You'll be exposed to a number of different points of view, and we think that that's an advantage of a Jesuit education at IPS. Going forward now to the next slide, I touched on this briefly, but those who have the Certificate in Youth Ministry from CMD have advanced standing toward the MAPS degree, Master of Arts in Pastoral Studies. That means that 9 credit hours toward your MAPS degree is already done, and that leaves you only 27 hours to complete your master's degree. So in a sense, that's 25% of your degree is already done once you've completed the Certificate in Youth Ministry. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, Loyola Chicago, I don't live in Chicago. Somebody here said that they were from San Antonio, but we offer online education, and we've been doing online education for over 10 years. We have our own Faculty Center for Ignatian Pedagogy, and we ensure that everyone who's teaching online is a certified instructor, professor, so that even our full-time people go through an online teaching certificate to make sure that they can maintain that Ignatian pedagogy, which is so central for us at Loyola University Chicago. If you don't care to do online education, we also have a campus in Rome, Italy, and we offer programs there every summer. One thing I love about being at a Jesuit institution is that they really put their money where their mouth is. So the idea of having a campus in Rome means that we have special funding just for those who want or need to go to Rome. The only way people can access those scholarship dollars are if they go to Rome, because we understand that Rome can be an expensive commitment and something a little bit beyond the ordinary. But we think that an education, at least one summer term in Rome, will really enhance the degree. And to really demonstrate that, we provide special scholarship funds for it. I'll continue to advance the slide, and you'll see these are the other classes that make up the degree. So in addition to the certificate from Center for Ministry Development, we have 9 other classes. I won't read them all, but you can read them yourselves. One of the things that's so important for us is a contextual education component. That's the second to the last bullet on that slide. And then, of course, an integration project. All MA degrees at IPS conclude with a capstone integration paper project. And that's really where the learning comes together, and we make sure that what's been done in the classroom is really being seen on the ground, in context, and then is put together in an integration project. That's my wife there. So here's a little bit of a tuition breakdown. The MAPS tuition for an entire 36 credit hour degree at Loyola is $28,368. That can seem like a very big number because it is, but I can tell you that we're one of the lowest tuition rates at a Catholic university in the United States. Now, aside from that tuition, the advanced standing credit value, the value of your certificate, is over $7,000 toward that $28,000. So it would leave someone with a total of about $21,000. Now, anyone who applies for need-based grants at Loyola IPS basically gets them, and that accounts for another $5,400. And so that the total, people want to know, like, what will it take for me to earn this degree in terms of tuition? The total tuition price is probably going to be around $15,800. But there are still additional merit and study abroad scholarships that can be used to offset that. And we also have what are called matching grants. So if your parish or diocese is putting money into this, Loyola has a special fund whereby we will match those dollars. So let's say your diocese puts in $500 for you to take a 3-credit course, Loyola will also match that $500. And that's in addition to the other need-based and scholarship funds that you can earn. So I have there in big, Tom has put in big white font, more than 90% of students who apply for IPS grants and scholarships receive them. We really want to make sure that people who want to earn a graduate degree are able to do that, and that they have the financial means to do that. We know that these careers, they're not like a finance or accounting degree where you're going to go out and make the big bucks. So we want to make sure that we're providing the scholarship support to help students earn these degrees. This is a little bit more about the financial aid. We have 8 different endowed scholarship accounts that we can use to offset student tuition and fees. And then, of course, the need-based grants that I referred to at about $200 per credit hour. Basically, again, if you apply for the need-based grant, you'll get it. Okay. So if you care to, you could start your enrollment process today. I'd be happy to answer any more questions, but we have a rolling admissions process so that we continue to take applications all throughout the year. Early registrations and early applications are best for merit scholarship aid, but the need-based grants are not dependent on when somebody applies. I'm sorry, is that a question? I think I hear someone in the background.
No, I'm
okay.
Just moving around here.
Okay. So, again, I'd be happy to answer any particular questions that somebody might have about this. I know that was kind of a quick run-through of the arrangement that CMD and IPS have.
I do have one quick question, and that's about the 27-hour credits. What's the typical time frame to accomplish the 27 hours?
That's a great question. So those 27 hours are 9 classes. And so it really depends on how many classes a person wants to take in a given semester. So you can imagine if you take 1 a semester, it's going to take longer than if you take 2 in a semester. And then it would also depend on whether you take classes in the summer or not. I said that we offer classes in the summer in Rome, but then we also have online classes in the summer. And sometimes people like to take 1 or 2 in the summer as well. So it just depends on how quickly somebody wants to wrap up those 9 remaining classes. But usually it takes about 1.5 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there opportunity to take, since I live right outside of Chicago, to take classes on campus in Chicago if that's something I was interested in doing in addition to the other options?
Yeah, definitely. We'd be happy to have you here in Chicago. We offer classes. You might recall, as undergrads, we often take classes 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 11. But here at IPS, we offer classes 1 day a week. So typically it's a Monday night, or a Wednesday night, Thursday night. We offer classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in typically 2 blocks, 4:15 to 6:45 p.m., and then again 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. That's when we offer on-campus classes, and you'd be more than happy, more than willing, and more than welcome to take those classes here.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. We start every semester with a new student orientation, and for those who can't make it to Chicago for that, we offer that online as well. We have library resources, so we have librarians who are here. We have computer technologists who are here to make sure that people have access to their own technology, and they can participate in online sessions. We invest a lot of money to make sure that students will succeed once they're admitted to Loyola IPS.
What are the dates for the start of each of the terms? Do you know?
Yeah, so this spring, classes will begin the day after Martin Luther King Day. And that's typically when our spring semester begins, is the day after Martin Luther King. And if you're from Chicago, you know that that's a little bit of an exercise in hope in calling that spring. We don't have a winter term here. We just have fall and spring.
Right. right. Just wanted to check in to see if there's any additional questions, either for Brian or me, about this opportunity. There is a flyer that describes this in detail, and I can get that around to each of you, because when you registered, then we got your email. And but you know, we're both available by email if you have questions that you think of later on as well. But just to touch base to see if there's something else you're thinking about. We did want to welcome Lisa Gomes, coming to us from beautiful Hawaii.
Welcome.
Yeah. All right. Well, this will be one of those webinars that you won't be saying, well, gosh, is this just going to go on and on forever? This is short and sweet. As I said, I think the webinar might be short, but I think the investment that you might make in the education will be something that's really going to be with you and be of service to the church for a long, long time. So I encourage you to talk to folks who've experienced pursuing the graduate degree and you know, get some more information that helps you explore this opportunity, and look for chances to get any more questions answered. But I thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening, and for being part of the program, and for sharing yourself in ministry. It makes a difference for our young people, and makes a difference for our church.
Yeah, that's right. And let me just say that Loyola University Chicago would stand behind you 100% if you want to earn this degree. We really respect the learning that's taken place for your certificate, and I think it's a wonderful partnership that we have with the Center for Ministry Development, that we respect that learning and will count it as advanced standing towards your degree here. 25% of your degree is effectively finished once you complete that certificate. And we'd love to help you complete that degree and see the next stage of your successful career.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you very much, and have a good rest of the evening, and let us know if there's other ways we can support you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.